The feedback that we often receive from clients as to why they chose us over other search providers is our genuine and deep market knowledge of the sectors which we serve. We're able to adapt and flex our service to the needs of the business, large or small, and we relentlessly pursue the right fit, not the quickest win. RMG's core offering is to provide executive search and associated recruitment services to talent-focused businesses within the medtech, life science and STEM verticals.
Early stage companies don't have that sort of brand awareness that a larger corporate, more established company can have. So you really have to find ways of positioning that, and I think that's one of our key strengths is the market knowledge, obviously, but being able to sell to a candidate who might not be actively looking to change role, to say, have you heard about this? You know, this is going to be great for you in your career, and that's something that I'm really proud of.
The way in which RMG support established brands, I think, really relies on two main approaches. First of all, consistency of message. I think it's really important when choosing a recruitment supplier. If you are working on large volumes of positions at different levels, it's really important to get that message correct, ensuring that your employer brand remains really positive, and further down the line, the candidate is more likely to choose you over other potential companies in the market. Secondly, we very often work with internal HR and internal recruitment teams. We're a great alternative method when your internal recruitment processes haven't worked, maybe it's not yielded the right talent, the right results, or if there is time-sensitive nature to the role. We aim to get it right first time. By placing a round peg in a square hole, nobody wins further down the line. Fully screening, transparency, and a cards on the table approach reduces the risk of a bad hire. That's where we feel we can add value.
The healthcare, medtech, and life sciences areas have been a mainstay of RMG's business since our founding in the mid-1990s. We've got a really experienced team of consultants. We've got people in that sort of team with over 15 years of experience, and we know where people are within the market. We understand, the challenges that companies are facing at the minute in the war for talent, and we can bring all our knowledge and expertise over 15 plus years in certain cases to deliver real results for our clients.
So I've worked with RMG now for about 10 years, primarily as a client of theirs, where they've recruited people at various different levels into the business for us. But more recently, I've worked with them as a candidate as well. I like RMG because there's been consistency of the people that we've worked with. So I've worked with Oliver for most of that 10 years. They're always very responsive. They come back to us quickly upon initial call. They take the time to understand the business. One of the reasons I like RMG is that I work primarily in the scientific sector, and they are sector experts. So they understand the nuances of the different roles within the company, and they've been able to bring people to us to match those different levels of roles within scientific companies. The process of working with RMG has always been easy. I found it effortless to work with them with a range of different roles. They make sure that the process is clear up front and then keep you updated as you're moving through the process. Overall, I found them a great recruitment company to work with.
What sets a recruitment management group apart for me are three things really. I would talk about the way that they take on a project, the way that they manage a project and the people they put forward, and the outcomes of the project with the actual person that ultimately joins the company. What I've always enjoyed is the process by which you brief RMG is extremely thorough. So they're not just interested in two or three things about the brief. They really want to understand the brief in a lot of depth. So it's a really precise understanding of the need, and time is given to the client to really explain the need and all of the aspects of that. Obviously the recruitment process is then very professional. It's a very well connected company, very well networked. And whenever I'm asked to then come in and interview people that have been brought forward, I've never interviewed anyone put forward by RMG that isn't an obvious fit with all of the aspects of the brief. So I always have a situation whereby I interview 3 or 4 people who all could, in theory, be appointed. And then the final piece of the jigsaw is, in each occasion I have appointed people through this process, those people have always been a really good fit at that time and have always then gone on and stayed in those organisations and grown in those organisations. So there's real value here in taking the time as a recruitment company, and RMG do this, to understand the brief in the nth degree of detail and then only bring people through the process that clearly fit. And the longevity of the people that we've recruited through RMG speaks volumes in terms of the process they operate. So for me, that's where the true value of what they do is.
RMG's proposition has always been to recruit outstanding talent that makes a lasting impact in the vital industries that we serve. But I'm proud when I look back at the legacy of some of our work. We have enabled founders to achieve great exits of their businesses. We've seen career development from people that we have put into organisations. We've seen candidates become clients. And I'm also very grateful to the clients that consistently come back to us. And I think that speaks to the quality of work that we do.